Much of Africa's agriculture is still heavily rain-fed, which means that it suffers the impact of drought and rainfall fluctuations. And in fact, estimates indicate that the yield losses in terms of household income for maize, wheat and sorghum can vary between 14 and 42% depending on the country, which then begs the question, how does the continent still sustain a green revolution and be able to feed itself in the face of such challenges?
African farmer is basically a smallholder farmer. And unless concerted effort in terms of linking the farmer with the, with the market is achieved, what we are seeing is a lot of production of which it will go to waste.
Growth in agriculture is up to 11 times more effective at reducing poverty than growth in any other sector. Until this sector is transformed, our hopes of industrialization as a continent, and for us to have a flourishing manufacturing sector, will be a little more than a pipe dream.
What to do with the youth? That is the big question in agriculture today, because with the continent's population largely youthful and many of these young people unemployed, how do you get them involved in agriculture?
There is a whole long value chain in agriculture, right from what the farmers do on the ground to the end consumer. So I think the best way we can deal with this, among others, is to find how the young people fit somewhere in this value chain.
Even as we say there is a role for governments in terms of creating the enabling environment, in terms of creating the necessary policy framework to encourage agriculture, we have to ask, how do we partner with others, especially the private sector? Because government alone does not have the resources to do this, on its own.
But even as the heads of state paint such rosy pictures of the agricultural transformations in their respective countries, they're still on the spot for failing to achieve the Maputo Declaration that requires that each African country sets aside at least 10% of their budgets to agriculture in order to ensure that agriculture grows by at least 6% every year. Zeynab Wandati, NTV, Nairobi.